Happy Monday. Welcome back to Kevin Toll Reads. So today I have a book haul. I picked up some books at a used bookstore over the weekend and some books that came in that I had ordered. And so I wanted to walk through those with you. We'll kick things off. Elmore Leonard, Maximum Bob. I've been wanting to read an Elmore Leonard book just to give him a shot as an author, and I did some research online. This one seemed kind of interesting, so I give him to give this one a shot. And so I picked up a used copy of this one online. So that's book number one. If you saw, I can't remember which video it was. No, I do know which video it was. It was my my deep dive character study about Aloysius Pendergast. I talked about how the fact that at one time I had all of the Agent Pendergast paperbacks. I gave them away thinking I wouldn't reread them, which was really stupid because I knew I was going to deep down. But I picked up the first 4 books, these used, heavily used copies of the first 4 books in the Agent Pendergast series. Picked up on the cheap. First book being Relic, and then Query, the sequel. Then I picked up The Cabinet of Curiosities and Still Life with Crows. And so I'm looking forward to jumping back in this series over time, slowly. I don't know about you if I could digress for 20 seconds, but the more and more I want to, there's so many books I want to read. There's so many series that I want to get back into, whether it's the first time or the reread. And I'm just going to have to accept the fact that it's going to be a slow process, but definitely want to get back into Agent Pendergrass. So that will be forthcoming on the channel. So I'd love to be able to sit here and say, that's going to be next month, or that's going to be this year. Yeah. I've been thinking about also too, like doing a kind of an update on goals. I know I just had my mid kind of year wrap up, but I've been trying to nail down and parse down the list of goals. Just like I'm trying to prioritize different series and trying to get through them. And so that might be a video on the horizon where I talk about, okay, here's where I'm thinking I'm heading into the next year, but here's kind of my laundry list and here's what I'm thinking type thing. So that could be another video on the horizon as well. And then I picked up, if you saw, I did a book review of my reading of Iron Lake by William Kent Kruger, and I picked up book 2 and 3 in the Cork O Conor series. I've got Boundary Waters and Purgatory Ridge. So I picked these up. Again, William Kent Kruger. This is a Cork O Conor series. I read the first one. I really enjoyed it. So I'm interested in getting into the series a little further. So I picked up books 2 and 3. Again, that was a recommendation from James at the Little Big Library that he thought I would like it. And after book 1, I'd have to agree I do. So I'm interested in getting a little deeper in the series and seeing if I continue to like it. Then lastly, if you saw my weekly wrap up, yesterday I talked about I had this surprise book and I wasn't going to tell you what it is. So my 2 daughters and I went and did a little shopping this weekend, visited some bookstores and a Barnes & Noble, and we picked up some books that they were interested in. And my oldest daughter, Carley, she got a book, and it was one of those ones where it's buy one, get one 50% off for their trade paperbacks. And she kind of had her own stack of books and she didn't know what she wanted. And I said, well, I wasn't really finding anything, that I was interested in. There was a couple I was looking at, but I was like, I've got so many that I need to get going. I got this TBR pile. I really need more. I knew I had some coming. And so I was like, well, why don't we do this? I will take get another one of the ones that are 50% off, and that certain ones had stickers. And I'm like, you pick it. You pick the book for me. Well, and she thought, because she's been watching some of the videos on the channel, and she thought I needed a female author represented on the channel. And I do have predominantly male authors. I do like female authors. I have nothing wrong with them. I like female characters. But she really wanted, to pick something out. So she picked out something for me. The funny story is I was making fun of her in line because I had a book, a Brandon Sanderson book that I was thinking about, and I put it back, and then I said, you pick it out, and this is what she came up with, and I was going into pay for everything, and the guy in front of me must have overheard me saying something about putting the Brandon Sanderson book back, and how this book, I don't know if this is going to be up my alley, and he's like, oh, and she's mentioned something about it'll be good for my YouTube channel. He's like, well, what's your YouTube channel? I have to check that out. And that was kind of funny, like she was marketing for me. But anyways, long story short, she picked up The God of Endings by Jacqueline Holland. And I know nothing about this at all. I'm completely blind. I did pick up the Audible version of this. This one I'm going to listen to and read at the same time. I'm going to do an immersive read. This one will be probably the last book I get to in my weekly reading. I have 5 books this week. I have 2 that I'm trying to finish up, and then I've got 3, like the 2 last books in the Scudder series, and I got Query to start because I'm reading it with Hayden Reads. Then I will get to this. So more than likely this will carry over into next week, which more than likely next week, well, I'll probably be starting book 5 of Harry Potter as well. So next week might only be a couple books on the horizon, but I promised Carley that I would read this and I would do a review. And if it was great, I would give her all the thanks. And if it's not great, I'm going to completely lambaste her on the channel. No, I'm kidding. But we will see. So The God of Endings, this is a Carley pick, and we will see how this goes. So that's my book haul. I hope you all are having a great day, and I will talk to you later. Thanks.